He said he was going to hurt her with a shotgun. He takes her cell phone from her. He starts scrolling through her cell phone and walks away. She tries to get her cell phone back from him, and he's walking towards his car, and he says, "Look what I got." She didn't know what he meant, and he retrieves a shotgun out of the trunk of his car. It alarmed her. She said she feared for her life. This is all from a very bad breakup.
Welcome back, guys. Today's case feels less like a normal court hearing and more like a perfect example of what happens when someone refuses to let go after a breakup. Judge Boyd is dealing with a defendant who apparently thought stalking, harassment, and constant unwanted contact were acceptable ways to handle a relationship ending. Instead of moving on, he kept pushing boundaries over and over again. And now he seems genuinely shocked that the court views that behavior as a serious problem. From a legal standpoint, cases involving stalking can escalate very quickly, especially when protective orders and threats become part of the picture. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should someone in this situation get treatment, jail time, or a combination of both? Let's jump into it.
Just wouldn't let go. She was 18 years old when all of this happened. Police were called because this defendant contacted the uncle, made some, and this is part of State's Exhibit number 1 that was already given to the court as part of this plea bargain agreement, left a message where he was threatening retaliation against Jade Olguin. They had been in a dating relationship. They were no longer in a dating relationship. Also in that threatening message, videos were attached. One of the videos attached was her performing. The defendant had reached out again to the same victim, Jade Olguin, saying he needed to talk to her. She agreed to talk to him because he said he was going to hurt her with a shotgun. She is with another female. They meet at a park. When they're at the park, he takes her cell phone from her. He starts scrolling through her cell phone and walks away. She tries to get her cell phone back from him, and he's walking towards his car, and he says, "Look what I got." She didn't know what he meant, and he retrieves a shotgun out of the trunk of his car. It alarmed her. She said she feared for her life. He also displayed the shotgun, threatened harm to her. That is the terroristic threat. He's arrested for that offense. As part of that offense, there's supposed to be no contact with the victim. As I earlier told you, he was booked in March, released May 20th on 2019. On that same day he was released, May 20th, 2019. He's charged with violation of the bond conviction, violation of protective order. Jade Olguin calls the police, shows the police a screenshot from her phone where this defendant private messaged her, contacting her.
All right, so does he have any other criminal history?
It's honestly amazing how quickly obsession can turn into entitlement. This guy seems to have convinced himself that if he just kept pushing hard enough, eventually the rules wouldn't apply to him. But here's the reality. Once someone starts violating court orders and ignoring legal boundaries, the situation becomes much more serious than a relationship dispute. At that point, the court isn't focused on hurt feelings or heartbreak. The focus shifts to safety. Judges aren't trying to figure out whether someone is upset. They're trying to determine whether someone's behavior poses a risk to another person. And once repeated violations start stacking up, excuses usually stop carrying much weight.
Oh, you're on.
It shows there's 4 cases in Bexar County, but the terroristic threat was inputted twice. So these are the only cases that he has. He has no other criminal history. This is all from a very bad breakup. Just wouldn't let go. She was 18 years old when all of this happened. When those very explicit videos are sent to her dad and her uncle, she's being threatened with a gun. She's being contacted after he's been ordered by a court not to contact her. The plea bargain in this case is a cap of 12 months state jail. I think 12 months is appropriate in this case. Also, no contact with the victim, Jade Olguin. And Miss Jade Olguin is not present in the courtroom today. She just wanted to be notified as to the sentencing, so there will be no victim impact.
Defense?
Your Honor,
With regards to the cap of the 12.
my client has taken responsibility. There is no more contact with the young lady, and speaking with him, he has made it abundantly clear that he understood that this was not a smart move on his part, that it was rather childish, rather dumb, and he basically knows better. He has moved on in his life. He has other people that he is now seeing. His mother was here at the last hearing. They're very concerned about him. They do love him. Nobody wishes anything wrong on Miss Holguin.
Is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, just that.
Just one moment. Let me have you raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Kevin Johnson.
All right, what did you want to say?
Just, I know what I did was wrong a couple of years, regardless of how long it was ago. I know that it was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. And since then, I think I've become a better person. And I mean, I have a new girlfriend. We've been together almost 4 years. My job, I work every day, Monday through Friday.
Think about this for a second. He's already dealing with charges related to stalking his former partner, yet he's already moved into another relationship. That doesn't necessarily show personal growth. If anything, it raises questions about whether the underlying behavior has actually changed. The court obviously can't control who someone chooses to date. But what it can do is look at patterns. And patterns matter. When similar behavior starts showing up again and again, that's when courts begin taking a much closer look at the bigger picture. At some point, it stops being about a single mistake and starts becoming about repeated choices.
Just overall, I think I've been a better person since then. And I know what I did was wrong. And it was just a dumb teenager thing to do.
Right, how old were you when this was going on?
20, I think. 20, almost 21. No, I'm turning 24 in September.
I still don't understand why young people themselves in intimate moments.
It's just a dumb high school college thing to do. I'm mature.
And then I don't understand why I'm assuming that you love this person, is that correct?
I'm sorry? Again,
I'm assuming that you love this person.
at one point in time, I did.
So, and I'm assuming that even after the breakup, you supposedly loved this person
At one point in time.
and you were trying to, I guess, have the relationship continue even though it had ended.
But just, I guess, in a way, there's no really explanation.
So I don't understand why you had a big issue with letting go. I mean, when someone tells you your relationship is over, you need to move on. If you want to go in your house and cry over it, then you go in your house and cry over it. And, smile even though, as the song says, smile even though your heart is breaking. And then go to your house and cry. But I don't understand. I've read the police reports and the stipulations in this. I don't understand why you couldn't let go. And honestly, I don't even understand with this new relationship, if she were to decide to break things off with you. I'm not saying she will because I'm not in your relationship. I don't even understand why your behavior will be any different.
I believe it because I'm not the same person. I think for the most part, at one point in time, I did have a problem with my anger. But since then, I mean, I'm not an anger person anymore.
What have you done to improve your anger
Just
issues?
change people I've hung around, who I put myself with, who I associate my time with, and just that kind of stuff. Certain family members don't talk to anymore. Just that, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of, and then just talking every day about my problems rather than.
But anger is your reaction to situations. So I don't understand how you're just saying. It appears to me, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. It appears to me that you're just saying that I don't put myself around people who may anger me. It doesn't appear that there's anything that has changed about your getting angry.
When I'm getting angry or something that upsets me, I just talk about it rather than not talking about it and getting more angry. That always seemed to be my problem before. When I would be upset, I would just let it be upset and then make myself more angry rather than talking about it.
Right.
Well, Your Honor, for a lot of the reasons that the state has pointed out.
That apology didn't come across as particularly convincing. It felt more like something carefully prepared ahead of time rather than a genuine moment of accountability. The thing people often forget is that judges hear apologies every day. They're not evaluating how polished the words sound. They're looking at actions, behavior, and whether there's any indication that the person standing before them is likely to make better decisions moving forward. Saying the right thing can help, but actions always carry more weight than words.
His age, his record, I think he's acknowledged that he understands and takes responsibility for everything he's done. I would ask for leniency to allow him to demonstrate to the court that he can be a different person. And even when he gets out, he will still be under the control of the state for a while. So we would ask that the minimum be considered, Your Honor, and given to him.
All right, the court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, and that credit will include a total of 23 days. All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Johnson? All right, so at some point in your life, you may have children. It may be a daughter. It may be a son. I hope that you will speak to them about this issue so that they won't do the same thing. I can tell you that the person that you supposedly love, you shouldn't do hurtful things. Even when they break up with you, you're just supposed to move on. You know, maybe write a letter. Will you take me back? But then if they say no, then the relationship is over and you call it a day. If you would not have sent videos, which again, I don't understand why children do that, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you were to just destroy the videos, you wouldn't be in this situation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you may think, curses, I'm going to be locked up, but take that as a time to internalize. And whatever you do, and I forgot to add this part, there's to be no contact with the complainant whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if there's nothing else from either side, then you're excused.
In the end, he receives 10 months in jail related to the stalking, harassment, and the weapon involved in the case. Honestly, some people are probably going to look at that sentence and think it feels more like a warning than a punishment. The victim expressed real fear for her safety, and that's something courts take very seriously. In many jurisdictions, stalking cases involving aggravating factors can lead to much longer sentences. So it's understandable why some viewers might feel this outcome was relatively lenient. At the same time, the court may have seen enough potential for rehabilitation to stop short of imposing a much longer sentence. Maybe this was intended to be a final wake-up call. Either way, behavior like this can have serious consequences for everyone involved. Hopefully this experience is enough to prevent him from ending up back in court again. We think. Did the judge get it right, or should the sentence have been much harsher? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.